Hey, what's up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Kevo's Traveling Oddities. I am Kevo, and behind me are some of my oddities. Today we're going to discuss a train wreck that happened in Mount Union, Pennsylvania on February 27th, 1917, that took the lives of 20 people. So, coming from Huntington on East 22, about 10 miles, you'll find Mount Union, Pennsylvania. And once you go over the bridge, you'll about a mile, you'll find this old underpass. And it's kind of eerie going through it, actually. You kind of get a little bit of a feeling of dread when you walk under it. Other people have told me that as well. But that is the location where the train wreck happened. And it happened because of two trains running into each other. Well, it was a freight train colliding into a passenger train, and the person driving the freight train was driving recklessly. So after doing a lot of research about this, I think the best description of this whole situation actually happened from the account from a Huntington Daily News report. So this came out February 28th, 1917, the day after the event. So here's what it said. It said, "No survivors were injured in car after ramming by freight in Mount Union. Entire family of 7 persons on way to funeral wiped out. Preference freight runs past 2 signals striking rear car of train number 6. All the passengers, number 19 and the porter, in the steel Pullman, R. Bellwood, were killed, and the engineer and firemen on engine number 614 and hauling preference freight of number 2 were injured at 12:08 o'clock this morning when the preference freight crashed into the rear end of the Mercantile Express number 6 in the Mount Union station." And then it lists the dead. The dead are Chester A. Mines Ramey, Clearfield County; Miss Chester A. Mines; Owen Mines, 3 weeks old, son of Chester A. Mines; Miss Maud Mines, 20-year-old sister of Chester A. Mines; Richard Owen, 7 years old, nephew of Mr. Mines; Dottie Owen, 6 years old, niece of Miss Mines; Jean Owen, 4 years old, niece of Miss Mines; Jean Owen, Miss A. Sigarding, Cleveland, Ohio; M.A. Kaflish, 20 years old, Confer, New York, brother of Miss Mines; Charles Levine, 35, Nassau Street, New York; Philip D. Poland, 56, Lampashire Street, New York; Milton Hines, 474, West 158th Street, New York; P.R. Fanning, Platteville, Wisconsin; Miss P.R. Fanning, Platteville, Wisconsin, said twice. Oh, that was the wife. Miss Etta P. Hyatt, 2600 Colfax Avenue, Denver, Colorado; C. Madisky, 308 West 46th Street, New York; Nathaniel Bright, colored, porter of Bellwood; 3 unidentified dead. The injured are A.T. Cook, engineer of freight, slight injuries about the feet; E.E. Fagan, fireman on freight, slight injuries about the feet. All the dead were occupants of the steel Pullman Bellwood, the last car of the train. When the engine of the freight hit the Bellwood, it drove that car against the Pullman Bruceville, the next car ahead. The front end of the Bellwood gave way before the strain and permitted the rear of the Bruceville to push it into the interior of the gun rammer pushes. Immediately after the accident, the Huntington and Mifflin wreck crews were ordered out, and a special relief truck was made up of the Altoon carried M.W. Smith Division Engineer H.H. Russell, Assistant Passenger Train Marshal L.L. Banks. The freight train master, J.B. Pellin, with physicians to the scene of the accident. This train stopped at Huntington, where it picked up coroner Dr. F.L. Schramm, Dr. H.C. France, Dr. G.G. Harmon, Dr. H.C. Chisholm, and Dr. H.B. Fatterhoof. When they arrived, there was little work for the physicians to do. It remained only to care for the dead. The bodies were taken out of the wreck, and 7 taken to the undertaken establishment of Miss Barbin and Dunmire in Mount Union, and 13 of them brought to Huntington to the undertaken establishment of Miss Brown and Dick. Only a few of them were badly mutilated. While railroad officials are reticent as to the cause of the accident, it is said that the engineer of the preference freight ran past 2 signals set against him. The flagman of train number 6 was in the rear end of the train. When he saw the freight approach, he made futile efforts to stop it, but apparently with no success. So a while back, I picked up a postcard at an estate sale, and it was a postcard of a picture of the wreck. And on the back of the postcard, it said, "This is the wreck that killed Chess," I'm guessing Chester, which is one of the people that died, "Chester's wife and family." So whoever had this card must have knew the family. If anybody has any information or have had any paranormal experiences at the tunnel or near the embankment of that location, please leave a comment. Thanks for listening.